Get that nice and close to you so I can hear you.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm Barbara Blake, and it's December 4th, 2009, and I'm sitting here talking to Mr. Theodius Goode at Craven Corner. Is that what you call this neighborhood?
Craven Corner.
Okay. So Theodius, could you start off telling me what year were you born, and how did you first get involved in the menhaden industry?
I was born October 17, 1947, and I got into it, I don't know what year. I was young, and my dad was working there. They used to have a truck come around picking them all up, and I used to ask him, can I go? And he said, no, you ain't old enough. So finally one day I did get a job to the plant. I started out in the strap shed. Turning the fish meal, turn it into the drag so it could run through the dryers and turn it from one side to the other to keep it from getting hot and catching a fire. Mm-hmm. So we had to keep turning it with a tractor, and of course we had shovels too. It all was good, it was a good job.
You liked working in the scrap house?
I miss it.
Do you?
I like the whole plant, really, because it's peace of mind. It was peace of mind to us because we all got along. It was like family thing, like everybody doing their job, getting along, talking trash or whatever. But I miss it. We all talks about it every day when we get together.
Is that right?
Yeah, because we used to make good money around Christmas time. Oh, sometimes we didn't get to go home for Christmas. They would let us come home and whatever and, go back. But we had a lot of fun and everything else down there. Mm-hmm. It was a living, real good living.
So, getting back to, what is your father worked in the oil room, right?
My dad, he ran the dryers.
Oh, he did?
He dried it when it came, like the guys belling it off the boat. It goes into the raw box. Then it leaves the raw box and goes to the other guy. He had a press. It's a press room in the middle. They got it all lined up,
Uh-huh.
Then it goes from the press room, which Mr. Willett Goode was running, and it goes to my dad and them. They was running the dryers. Once they dry, it run all the way over to the fish, to where the storage in the fish in the fish house, in the fish mill.
Oh, the scrap house.
Scrap house, yes.
Uh-huh.
It go over there, and then over there we keep turning it, drying it, and turning it. And once it's ready, dried or whatever, then the trucks come, and you go in there and you turn the grinders and everything on, grinds it up real fine or whatever. And, it grinds it up real fine, nice, and it goes on trucks or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And your father was Ross Goode.
My father was Ross Goode.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot about him and some of those other gentlemen, and how well they knew their job.
I'm telling you, couldn't, if you go in there and turn on the button or something, they'd know. They wouldn't know, because someone would do it, try to speed it up, But they knew, they ran it real good. I'm telling you, they ran it.
Mm-hmm.
And William, he was very good.
William who?
William Bryant, when he just left.
Oh, William Bryant, yeah.
Because he ran the oil from the press room. He made it the percentage and everything else,
And what were you telling me about the oil a minute ago, about the percent?
I said, it's like a percent, I guess, how strong it is, how natural it is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could hold it up like that and look through it. It was so pretty yellow like gold. All depending on the kind of fish that it came from.
Uh-huh.
And I guess, the mixture, the shed roe and all that was in it, made it a real nice pure color.
Ah.
You could put some on, it wouldn't hurt you nothing.
Did you ever taste it?
Sure I did.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
People eat that now for omega-3. It's good for the heart.
It was only, I'll tell you, they use it for bait. You know, not dip your little thing in there and throw it overboard, because you could throw it down in the water and everything would come to it. You want a little dibber, like whatever's in the water is coming to it. Animals, I used to mix a little bit with my dog food. It makes a nice coat on the body.
Oh, yeah.
Makes it shine. Just, I don't give them too much. Like I buy dog food or cat food. I would take the little Menhaden and put it in a bowl and spray it on it. And there wouldn't be nothing left. They lick the bowl.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, it'd make anything come to it.
So what kind of reputation did the Beaufort Fisheries have for their oil?
They had a 99% 9, as far as I know.
So that's,
out of all the fish meals around. Fish factories, rather.
They had the best meal and the best
oil and everything. Everybody come to buy it, They had no problem buying it, selling it. Because it was, like I said, 99%. We did our job.
And so you say that you had all different kinds of jobs at that factory.
I worked all over that plant. All over it.
Which was your favorite job?
My favorite job? Well, I did what I had to do to make someone be out. I had to go over there and do it. I did it. I enjoyed it all, really. But I used to work in the tool room. That was okay, but it was just sitting there, I like to be out with the boys. The time the phone rang, I'm way back there with the guys, to go around, check all the positions, make sure everybody if they need anything or things like that.
Okay.
I make sure everybody had what they had to do that job with.
Well, what was the hardest job out there, you think?
Hardest job out there? I can't really think of a real hardest job out there, because it was all like you had something to work with. Well, my mind was different from everyone else's, I guess, because I knew I had to be there whether I wanted to or not. I got to go to work.
Right.
And that was the opportunity for everybody around here. They had a job, You could go there, anyone could go there and get a job. Because once you get in there, they stand you up beside of a person, and you catch on quick because it's very simple. Mashing buttons, or pulling a hose, or, things like that. It's real easy.
Well,
or bailing fish, sitting there holding the hose, washing them in the hole.
Oh, bailing the fish.
Bailing fish, they got hoses. So like 2 men in the box. 1 man started off, or 2 of them started off on shifts. One will stand there and keep an eye out and everything in case when you finish the area, they had doors with slots on them. You had to pull that door all the way down. They had the fish lined up all the way down the raw box, and had doors to each space, like. So once he cleaned that out with the hose, bail all them in the hole, he would tap and knock, and they would close that one and pull another one. That continuing until all the fish was out of the raw box.
Oh, so you'd be blasting it with a hose?
Yeah, holding the water to them so that the hose, holding water on them so they wash right down in the hole.
Okay.
That would give them more speed, or they wouldn't be going in there dry. Of course, a lot of them right off the boat would be fine, because if you could drop it right in there. And that would be how we would get our breaks. And they said run them on through. We loved it, but all of it was good, really.
So when you were in the boat,
yes,
that's what the fish bailer did. He stood
he stood on the boat and washed them out with a big hose.
And they were getting sucked out?
They get sucked out and washed into the hose, and they got pumps. We had pumps to pump them off the boat. You hook it up, prime your pump, then you wash some fish in there, then you just keep washing. As you're washing, the pump's pumping them into the raw box off the boat.
Okay.
Right.
What happened once they were in the raw box?
Once they're in the raw box, we're getting ready to process. So, like I said, we open the raw box, so everybody's ready. Everybody got the cookers going, and you know, got all the machinery going. The strap set is going to take the meal. Everything that operates it is running it. Everybody starts at one time. You know, you take them. Not unless we're not gonna cook them, then we just store them in a raw box till everybody eats supper, or you know, a little, you know.
Yeah.
But once they're in the raw box, like I say, we get there with a hose, and we do the same thing like we're doing off the boat, except it goes up a chute like going into the press room.
Is that what they call the drag?
The drag is in the raw box.
Okay.
Right. That's what takes the fish to the other.
It's like a conveyor.
Right.
Okay.
Right. It's like a chain. It's like a chain with a board on it like this, or we use the plastic cup. And it's a department each, like on that. Got a board here and a board there. I forgot how many inches apart it is. But it drops it into each one of those and it carries it. So the drag it always is continuing taking the fish.
And did people get in the raw box to work it?
Yeah, we got into the raw box to work it.
And would you have a hose?
Water hose.
So sort of like being the baler, but only in the raw box.
Same thing.
Okay.
You know, just, you know, one, same thing like. And we just wash the boat until all the fish is off the boat. You know, we got them all into the plant, and that's when labor starts.
Okay.
Yeah. But we put a lot of hours in, tell you that. It was all worth it.
Yeah, because y'all would go and stay there days, wouldn't you?
We would stay. We would have like sometime 180 hours a week. 180 hours.
180?
We would have like sometime 100 some hours overtime.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's where the money started.
When anything over 40, everyone was there. Yeah.
Did you get time and a half?
Yeah.
Gosh.
Yeah, time and a half.
Yeah.
Time and a half. I don't know about double time. We got time and a half. Yeah, we got along real good, you know. They bought the food and everything else, you know. You wouldn't have to leave the job. Everything was right there. We had beds, radios, beds, TVs, whatever, you know, 'cause once you're in there and the boats come in loaded, you gotta process them.
And so you'd be doing that round the clock.
Round the clock.
And you take shifts. Some of you might
Maybe
sleep.
have shifts. They have shifts. Everyone takes shifts, you know, like say it'd be 2 on each shift. Or, you know, something like that.
Yeah, and do you remember
or 3 maybe.
Oh. Do you remember the old cookhouse?
Sure I do. I remember it all. I was there.
What was that like?
The cook kitchen? Oh, it was good. It was good because, you know, it was like, say you're having a big picnic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just don't be a hog because you can't eat it all. But you had a lot of the older women from down there cooking, or some of the guys that live on Landisville Road. Their wives would cook kitchen.
And they'd have big breakfast.
3 meals.
3 meals a day.
And then, plus the 3 meals, we have snacks. And I say snacks, a big thing of bologna, a big thing of ham, whatever you wanted to eat was there on that table.
That's nice.
That was part of my job too after the kitchen closed down. I make sure everybody get food. And
oh, you did? So you knew all about it.
Yeah, I knew all about it. Make sure they got the right equipment to work with. You know, the oil skins, the boots, the hats, the gloves, everything that they needed. You know, I had it right there in the stock room.
And about how many men were working that factory back when you were working it?
Oh, wow, that's a question. Dang, I can't remember exactly how many. It would take me a little time, but I could go to each position, you know.
Well, that's okay.
Sometimes like 4 to the position, you know, two in the front, 2 on the back, all depending. Everyone is working when that plant opens up. And everyone's on standby. The ones that's not working on it over in the camp waiting for their shift to start.
Okay.
But I really don't know how many men it were. I know When we was on the boats, it was like 16 men to the boat. I used to work on the boats too.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I used to go fishing too. I used to work with the boats too.
What boats did you work on?
I worked on the Taylor Creek. I worked on the Grigger Pool. I worked on the Mariner, not the Mariner. I worked on, I can't think of the other two boats I used to work on. Nancy Lee.
Oh, yeah.
And, I can't call that.
Do you remember the Jewel?
The Jewel. I worked on the Jewel.
I remember that boat.
Yeah, I worked on the Jewel.
Yeah.
Yeah, we used to load up real quick. Come on in. Yeah.
So you really have done it all, Theodius.
Yeah, I did it all. I did it all. Sure have. Yeah, I did it all. Load trucks, I did it all. When the trucks come, I had to get filled up with the meal. I did that too. And I never loaded fish oil because William's son, Prentice, he worked with him. He got him in there. You know, we all got together and you're gonna go try to get a job out. Daddy's is working at, take some of it because they don't quit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they don't quit. They'll sit there in that chair and sleep right there while it's running. They know by sound. By sound, you know, I'm telling you.
They know by sound if things were
Once
going.
they set it, once they set them dials on it.
Uh-huh. Then they would kind of sit there and doze.
They had laser boys. Some of them had laser boys. They had all kind of everything.
But they always had an ear out.
They always had an ear out.
Uh-huh.
They always knew. Oh, you know, like they wouldn't be by themselves, you know. They had another guy like up front.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's supposed to be, you know, keep checking. Once the old men said it, but the old men wouldn't really just set it and leave it. You know, you know how old people are. They're gonna make sure it's running right.
Yeah.
But it was good. It's all good. I hate that closer, you know, and sometimes people don't want to listen to you, but you know for a fact that a lot of people was getting bit out there on the beach with shark. But see, when we used to unload those boats, we had shark cages on them because in the mixture of those menhadens, they feed on those. And like around those beach areas, menhaden gonna go on that beach when they get hot. They going up there. Mm-hmm. Sometimes we would sit for hours and wait for them to come off because the water wasn't deep enough. We would wait till they come off the beach to go around so we could catch them. But that's a lot of reason too that people were getting bit with shark over there on Atlantic Beach and around.
Oh, because there's nobody catching the menhaden?
No one's catching. There's nothing open around here to do it.
So the sharks can just come in and have a
That's right.
buffet.
Yeah, and you know, I think that's what's been happening to people. Mm. Matter of fact, you know, I really do believe that because it makes a lot of sense. Because up close to shore, that's where the menhaden is going, and when it get hot, they, you know, you might have to wait, but they'll work their way back off shore a little, just deep enough to get around them. But sometime right now, if you ever down to the water and you see a big dark spot in the water, like it's fish.
Really?
Uh-huh. That's why the plane man used to go up so high he could look right down and look and tell you what kind it is.
I've seen some of those pictures from that, you know,
Both
William
fishing?
Davis, that spotter.
Right. Yeah.
It looks amazing. Those big old
yeah.
places of fish.
Right. You could load a boat in one little spot.
Mm-hmm.
Or call for help. Another boat had to come to you.
Yeah.
I used to love it.
Yeah.
Just sit there and watch them while we smoke a cigarette. Just watch the boat. Just pump it right on down. Just load it right on down.
Did you ever break the row out?
Sure did. Sold them, did everything.
Tell me about that.
Well, they would call us. Sometimes we would call, find out what the boat had, and everybody would get the buckets and stuff ready. And when the boats come in and start pumping, we would have to wait till we weren't allowed to go in the hose then because it was like dangerous. And like we would wait till the boat, that thing fill up with them. And we would get up in there, and you could stand right there on the side of the deck, or you could go up. We were factory guys, so we could do it on inside the job because they're coming up the conveyor.
Oh, the conveyor belt, yeah.
And we could just pick them off and break them open, get the roe out, put them in the bucket, put them back in there, and there's a lot of money being made in that too. It was good.
Yeah, so you kind of did that on the side?
Yeah, we did it on the side.
You could sell that roe?
We sold it right there. We had people coming from all around buying them, putting in orders. I want 5 gallons, I want 10 gallons, or I want 2 gallons. And
who got the money for it?
We did. Whoever broke it, it was their money.
Oh, I got you. So you would have your bucket, and you would break your roe.
I'll break me 5 gallons and go back on my job, on my position. While somebody else watch it, We used to break them for the wheatless, the mothers and the family. They used to get us to break them.
Aww.
We used to break like 5, 10 gallons for them. For the Miss Wheatley. I used to break them for her. She used to love my break. I used to clean them, have them real clean and everything.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
And did you give it to her as a gift, or did she buy it?
No, they pay.
Did they?
Sure.
How about that?
Yeah. They pay for them.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So ain't too many. Them guys was home not too long ago. They brought some home the weekend from Virginia.
Oh, did they? Did you have some?
My mom made some. I didn't want none.
Why
I didn't
not?
want any really.
Why not?
Because she didn't have that many. When I want to eat them, I want to eat them.
Oh. How do you like to cook them?
Well, we were on the boat. What we used to do over to the factory. What we used to do. We used to take us. We used to get one guy got there. He would break them. He had to be out there cleaning them off and everything. And while he was cleaning them off, you had a guy over there. He loved to cook them. And we would take the egg. We'd take an egg, and we would take the yellow of the egg, and just use the white of the egg. And you talking about something, and make up the batter, cornmeal or whatever, and dip it in there and lay it in that hot grease.
Oh. You would take you would put that egg batter on the roe?
Put the egg batter in, like you take the egg and put it into your batter.
Yeah.
And stir it up, and then you know how.
And then would you put the roe in there loose, or would you put
you put it in loose.
Oh, okay, and then fry it?
Fry it. Put it in there. It should be golden brown. It'd be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody said they remember when they could go down to the factory, like people from the neighborhood or whatever would just go into the factory and break their own roe.
Yeah, they used to let people come in to break them.
They
would let them come in to break them. We always looked out for, don't go there, or they had certain spots they could go.
That's nice they did that.
Yeah, they couldn't. They couldn't go on the boat and wreck it because they didn't have insurance and stuff to, things like that.
Right.
But we would let them break them. Why we're not operating? Why they just sitting there and waiting for a certain time? We're gonna start at 9:00. So they got to be out there at 9:00. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we start opening doors and cooking them, processing. So, yeah, it was real good.
Hold on one second. This is my son. Hello? So, but where was the spot where the public could break road? They didn't get in the raw box.
They got in the raw box. They had on the same equipment that we had. Each one, when they come down there, they would bring their boots and their oilskins and their coats and their bucket and their gloves. And while we were not operating, they could get in the raw box and break them.
Okay.
Because there's so many in there, you could sit right there and you could sit right there. You didn't hardly have to move. That's how thick they were. Just reach out and get one, break it, and get the roe out and throw it back, reach it, like that. And then they would get a little 5-gallon bucket full, or 2 5-gallon buckets, or cooler, whatever they want to get,
And did they get that for free because they did it
Yeah,
themselves?
they got it for free.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
a
no
nice
charge.
Community service.
It was no charge to it. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
So, thinking about this neighborhood and the folks from the whole Harlowe area, it's kind of far to the factory, isn't it?
I think exactly, I don't know exactly how many miles it is from here in Beaufort. It's about a good 25, 30 minutes, maybe.
I'm just wondering, how is it that everybody here ended up working down there?
It's the only job around here. It was convenient, and that was where everybody made their money at. Really, it was the top job. It was paid. It was a good pay. You could go there and make you some good money for Christmas, or not only Christmas, all depending on the boat, the weather and things like that. You can make a good living there. You could get 40 hours, easy.
Mm-hmm. So what do you think now that the factory's getting torn down?
Well, they sold out. I mean, they had to, I don't know what happened, all details or whatever, but it was closed down.
Yeah.
And I guess now they're going to put homes or whatever there.
But where does everybody work now?
Scattered all around, a lot of them. A lot of them not working, hustling, doing other things, odd ends to try to make a living,
Yeah.
Some of them got jobs, good jobs.
Mm-hmm.
I know some of them work too, like school, cleaning schools and stuff like that, janitors and jobs, all different kind of jobs. You take me, I do little odds and ends jobs. It's slack for me right now because the guy didn't have nothing for me to do, but I've been crab a little bit and remodeling houses and whatever I can get, make a pay.
Yeah. But you miss the fish factory.
I miss the fish factory. I miss the money too. I miss all the guys arguing and hollering and cursing at each other. It didn't mean nothing because you're going to say it anyway.
Yeah.
But we all got along pretty good down there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, we got along good. I think we did. I know we did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me about when Cleve got buried with a fishmeal. What happened?
Well, that night we was like on a shift. Me and him was on a shift, and he told me, "Boy, you gonna get us something to eat? Going out there and get us something." I got this because he wouldn't get on that tractor. He didn't want to get off. He just enjoyed it. Get that chewing tobacco. He get that chewing tobacco, and I'm gonna go out there and get them bologna sandwiches or whatever he want. And he ran the tractor too far in there, and it didn't cover him completely over, but we had to pull him out because the tractor was just sitting there spinning, trying to back it out.
Right.
Yeah. But you could see one time, the tailpipe sticking out. Oh!
That's how you knew he was in there?
Hello.
One. Okay, hold on. Theodius, I forgot to ask you before, but what do you do in the dryer room?
In the dryer room? In the dryer room is where you dry the fish meal once it leaves the press. Once it leaves the press, it's real mushy. It runs into the dryer. The dryer turns with it in there at a certain temperature. As you put that certain temperature to it, they got oh my God, what is it? And it's a conveyor there, I can't call the name of that. But it turns it on down into the strap.
Oh, like a big screw.
Screw.
I saw that.
They got them all the way down and lined it up. It goes, once it come out of the dryer, it falls into that tray there. And it falls into that screw, and that screw takes it to the strap shade.
Okay. So did those men in the dryer room feel it?
Sure. They feel it, tested it, see, make sure it's dry just right, or if it's wet, they'll turn it up a little bit, the heat, or if it's too dry, they'll turn it down a notch, or I think they had them computer things on there.
Uh-huh.
But they knew exactly how to do it,
Yeah.
So that's why we had 99.9%. Because them old men knew what they were doing.
Uh-huh.
They've been running it and running it and running it. And they knew.
And they probably knew by feel, too.
Yeah, they knew. They knew. And when it go in that fish meal, see, you can't send it over there to the fish, to the scrap shack wet.
Okay. Yeah.
It's gotta be, dry. Cause it's gotta be dry. It's been so hot over there until it catch a fire if you don't turn it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You gotta keep turning it, cooling it, turning it, cooling it.
What did you think about the smell?
Smell didn't bother me. I mean, it stunk. We smelled up both of us. All we saw was money in the air. With some money in the air, you know. So look at that money. She running.
What did it smell like?
Money.
Good answer.
No, it smelled like fish.
Yeah.
But the other part, the stink part, well, automatic, you know, it was stink part, but we had tanks to keep that in. The stink water, you wouldn't believe now. They made your lipstick and stuff out of that. The perfume and stuff came from that. It did.
From the stink water.
From the, you know, seriously.
Yeah, yeah.
The lipstick and you know, the perfume, because once you put a little bit of that on you, you can see that it'll penetrate right into your skin. Some people tell me use it for rheumatism. Because it was open your pores and loosen you up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that.
Some people, I mean, the guys down there, them old guys used to drink it. You know, they wouldn't drink a whole, you know, but it was really now castor oil. You know, you hear talk of castor oil, the old fish oil.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it were.
Oh, okay.
You know, your grandma would give you a little this that in a spoon.
Oh, that cod
Cod liver oil.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, you remember way back in the day when they used to drive the truck to pick all the men up?
Uh-huh.
Who drove that truck?
Old man Lonnie Nolan.
Oh. And what did the truck look like?
It was a big old truck with a cab, with a box house built on it, and inside it was like benches all the way down each wall. You could get in there, sit down and go to work. Go to work to the fish factory. They send a truck up here. A truck to pick us up every morning, take us to work.
That was a good deal then.
Yeah.
Transportation?
Transportation.
Once you're down there, all your food?
Oh, your home, everything except home was there. I mean, you know, everything except home was there. You had everything you needed except, home.
Are you married?
Yes.
Did your wife like this livelihood?
Sure she did. I mean, she never complained. Because she understood what had to be done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're gone a lot.
I would come home. Like on a shift, I could come home and feed my animals or make sure they had heat or whatever. You know.
So how important do you think the fish factory was to this community right here?
To the old people, a lot of them are dead and gone, God bless them. But that was the way of living. That was the way of living. They didn't have to worry about anything. If they needed something for the house, or they needed this and that, or they had to go to the office, you could get an advance. Or, if you got a payment tomorrow and you don't get paid, you could go to the office and they would give you an advance or whatever. Mm-hmm. It was very, good. It was good for the neighborhood. I know a lot of them miss it real. You talk about it all the time. Man, I sure miss that factory, don't you? Yeah, I miss it. I miss that money too, that 180 hours a week or that 100 hours a week or,
Yeah.
Yeah. Or 40 hours overtime, 80 hours a week or whatever. Yeah.
All right, Theodius, well, is there anything else you'd like to add?
I would like to add, when you come out with the commissions, don't forget my address.
The commission on the report, the royalties.
Don't forget mine, because I tell you, it was very important,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
Yes.
I'm going all the way back to when we had another fish plant on West Beaufort Road. I used to work both of them.
That Harvey Smith's?
I used to work there too. Wow. Bailing boats. That was my job.
Really?
I used to work to the Atlantic Veneer. I would leave the Atlantic Veneer, like we get off from work, the Atlantic Veneer, I would leave the Atlantic Veneer and go over there and get on that boat, make $75 a week, bailing fish. And them big boats from all around. Used to be about 15, I don't know if it was 25, whatever boats used to be down there, waiting to get unloaded. Because it used to come from all around. That was there used to be a lot of Manhattan here, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Boats from Mississippi would come down. Boats from
Virginia?
Virginia. Let me see, Virginia, Mississippi. They had some boats down from Cameron, Louisiana. They used to come down here. In the fall, oh man, we had it good. There were so many boats. There was a lot of money in Beaufort. Beaufort was rich. It's still rich.
But in different ways.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you ever meet Harvey Smith?
I sure did. Stood by him and ate with him, and he made sure everybody had food. And like I say, in that plant, we had the same thing going on. You had a long line of tables in there. You had supper, you had breakfast, you had at night, when we work at night, we would put out the night snack for the night. You know, all different kinds of meat, bread, cake, whatever, everything.
What was Harvey Smith like?
Harvey Smith was like he was a good man. I mean, to me, because it wasn't like he didn't want anything go wasting. Like, I remember one night he said, pick up that shed down there, it's worth $0.25.
Pick up the what?
Pick up that shed down there, it's worth $0.25.
A shed?
Menhaden is called, they call them shad.
He wanted you to pick up one fish because it was worth $0.25?
It's worth $0.25 because you could leave it laying there, you could see that very important oil just coming out of it.
How about that?
I'm telling you. I forgot what he said, how many ounces of oil that was in that fish. I forgot. We was out there eating one night. He was come down on the dock when we be belling fish. He would come down. Yeah. Make sure we got everything. Harvey Smith.
Yep.
Yeah, Mr. Harvey. Yeah.
All right, Theodius. Well, I guess I'll stop there. I know you were real busy and you got to get rolling.
Well, I got to get rolling. I don't know what time it is.
Turn this off.